Right now, could more changes be coming to the Beltline? What the Wisconsin Department of Transportation is looking into.
And a little rain and a little snow for much of southern Wisconsin over the past 24 hours. What can you expect weather-wise over the course of the next couple days? When will the clouds depart and when will we see 50-degree weather? I have all the answers.
And later, with the enhanced premium subsidies for the Affordable Care Act plan set to expire, we'll hear from one woman how she's preparing for what's next. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation is conducting a survey on potential solutions for the Beltline.
Our Jalen Banks caught up with residents on the changes they'd like to see on the Beltline. Jalen?
Eric and Sarah, this study by DOT looks to address safety, accessibility, and infrastructure concerns long-term for the Beltline. It looks at the approximate 20-mile stretch the Beltline covers. 3 areas the study hopes to address. And talking to residents earlier today, there is one change several people hope to see, and that's an increase to the speed limit on the Beltline. However, there were other suggestions to improve the Beltline, such as the usefulness of the flex lane and traffic reduction. And the DOT says there are 3 areas the study hopes to address.
We broke up the corridor into essentially 3 different areas. So we have an area west of Verona Road, so essentially Whitney Way to the west. We have the Verona Road area, and then an area east of Verona Road, essentially where the flex lane has been implemented.
Now, as for that speed limit concern, DOT says part of the reason why the Beltline speed limit does not resemble that of an interstate is because the distance between on and off ramps on the Beltline are much closer than the ones that you see on the interstate. Now, if you at home would like to see the full study and know when you can give DOT your input, you can find all that information right now on our website.
All right, Jalen, thank you. Police say a 35-year-old man is in custody in connection to a deadly shooting on Madison's north side that happened yesterday. Officers say they arrested the person of interest after interviewing witnesses and also examining digital evidence. The man was taken into custody near the Dane County Regional Airport during what they're calling a high-risk traffic stop. It was about 2:45 yesterday afternoon when police were sent to Brentwood Parkway near Marina Park. There they found a man lying in the road suffering from a gunshot wound. He would later die at the hospital. We now know the identity of the 40-year-old man who died from a crash on Highway 14 last week. Travis Shippey of Oregon was killed in that accident just north of Lacey Road Thursday morning. Law enforcement found 2 vehicles with significant damage. The second driver sustained serious injuries and was taken to the hospital. No word on that driver's current condition.
A former Beloit Memorial High School teacher is facing charges for sexual assault of a student. The Rock County Sheriff's Office says officers arrested retired teacher Andre Raymond DeCoke. The office says in late 2024, its staff learned about an allegation of sexual contact between DeCoke and a former student. And there may be more victims and witnesses. Anyone with information is being asked to please call the tip line at the number on your screen right there. He is set to appear in court tomorrow afternoon. And if you have experienced sexual violence yourself or know someone and want help, there are local resources available. The Dane County Sexual Violence Resource Center's number is right there, 608-251-7273.
For International Fraud Awareness Week, Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Call is looking to draw attention to the impact of scams. According to the Federal Trade Commission, more than 30,000 fraud reports were submitted by Wisconsinites last year. Reported losses in Wisconsin totaled more than $109 million. The median reported loss was about $360. To help prevent scams, the Department of Justice has a public education flyer outlining several warning signs of a scam.
But we're also hoping that financial institutions will be able to point to this, something that was produced from an official source, so that when people are facing potential scam situations, folks have something they can point to, show them resources that are available and tips about what to be looking for.
The most frequently reported types of fraud for Wisconsin consumers included online shopping scams, business imposters, and government imposters. Now to our first warn forecast. Many saw some showers, maybe even some snow up north today. Chief Meteorologist Alex Arrington has more.
Yep, got it all here. The rainfall estimates anywhere from 0.2 to as much as 0.7 of an inch of water just east of Janesville. But not all of it was in the form of liquid, as Eric was saying. We did have some folks that had a little bit of snow. This is up towards the Princeton area. If you want to scan that QR code on the left and send me your snow photo if you saw snow today, I'd love to show them on air. In fact, I got another one that I'm going to show a little bit later of Rusty and Chico from Juneau County enjoying the snow that area's had up to the north. Now there's nothing out there on their radar 3000. That drizzle slowly ending across southern Wisconsin as we speak. Temperatures, we got 35 in Madison, 37 in Janesville, still 38 in the Wisconsin River Valley. And we do have some other ways that we can show temperatures too. We have our mesonets. These are other weather sites here. Let's take a trip here to Grand Marsh up in Adams County, where they likely saw some of that snow, still sitting at 33 degrees. Cloudy conditions. When I come back, when will the clouds go away and when can we expect the 50-degree weather to return? I'll let you know in a few minutes.
Alex, thank you. A Wisconsin woman who gets her health insurance through the Affordable Care Act says she is bracing for next year when those tax credits expire.
And she tells our Armand Rahman about her journey to Washington to show lawmakers the millions of families like hers who are looking at tough decisions to pay for care.
That's right. Fitness instructor Shauna Verstegen says she felt it was important to flex her political muscles, speaking to both Democrats and Republicans about the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, before she came back to the reality. She says next year's premiums are going to hurt her family. Without the tax credit extending, she will have to pay an extra $2,500 a year to cover herself, her husband, and her 2 boys. While lawmakers voted to talk about the tax credit at a later date, Shauna says they don't have that luxury. They have 1 month to decide if they're going to stay on their current plan, cut some of their boys' activities, or have to leave the jobs her and her husband have had for 30 years at a Madison Health Club.
It's not an issue about undocumented immigrants getting health care, adults living in their parents' basement, just mooching off the system. These are hard-working Americans. My husband and I work more than full-time to make ends meet. And the fact that we're being punished for this hard work by the loss of these premium tax credits really strikes a nerve.
Now, according to Governor Tony Evers and Wisconsin's Office of the Commissioner of Insurance, a family of 4 on Obamacare making $130,000 a year could see their premiums double if they're in Dane County or triple if they live in Barron County. And being the middle of open enrollment period, insurance agents were a little too busy to go on camera, but did tell me if the tax credit isn't extended, there are concerns that more people who are healthy may decide not to have health insurance because it's not affordable anymore. And agents say this could cause companies to raise rates for others who depend on insurance coverage because the risk pool would be higher.
Okay, thank you, Armand. Well, we are 4 days into the donation period for our Thanksgiving basket drive. News 3 Now is proud to once again partner with the Goodman Community Center on this in Madison. And we stopped by their gym this morning, which is turned into a makeshift pantry at this point. The Goodman Center says they're off to a great start in getting enough food and money to feed 4,000 families this holiday. But there still is a long way to go ahead of distribution this weekend. The good news so far, though, all of their volunteer slots are full.
We have over 500 volunteers signed up for this event, and it fills up so fast. I had someone joke that it's like trying to get a Taylor Swift ticket.
Wow, so the best way to give back is by donating those food items or money online. You have until Sunday. It's a long way to make it happen. We have everything you need to know about this on channel3000.com. And coming up next, the state Senate returns to action at the Capitol.
Still ahead, we take a look at 2 bills passed by Republican lawmakers, why Democrats say those bills don't address Wisconsinites' current concerns.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Today, the Wisconsin State Senate held its final floor session of the year.
The Republican-controlled chamber passed legislation to define abortion in state law and also undo Governor Evers' veto that locked in school funding increases for 400 years.
And as Ellie LaLiberte shows us, both bills were met with opposition from Democrats on the floor.
Out of roughly 60 bills heard Tuesday, Senate Democrats say none address rising costs.
The bills on today's calendar show us and the people of Wisconsin that Republicans do not care about affordability.
But Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu argues a bill on the docket does tackle that.
We're doing everything we can to try to keep things affordable, ending the 400-year veto so taxes don't go up in the next budget process. So we are very concerned.
Tuesday, the Republican-controlled Senate passed a bill to repeal Governor Evers' 2023 veto that locked in school funding increases for 400 years. The bill would eliminate that increase beginning in 2027.
What we want to do is want to clarify that the original intent of the legislature in the budget was to increase school funding for the next budget period. and we allow other legislatures going forward to determine what the best funding is after that.
Democrats, however, argue it would make more districts have to ask voters to increase the levy limit.
Our school funding formula is broken.
As fists clench over the 400-year veto, know this: it doesn't even make up for inflation.
But it's not just that legislation Democrats took issue with. The Senate also passed a bill Tuesday to define abortion in state law.
It has never been our position to criminalize or ban doctors from providing necessary care that results in the unintentional death of a child during a pregnancy.
The bill clarifies that abortion is not an early induction or a C-section performed in a medical emergency.
You now want to change the definition. We're just going to say, well, we're just not going to call it abortion when a woman needs an abortion. That is so Orwellian. Words actually mean things.
The Senate's next floor session will be in January. Reporting at the state capitol, Ellie La Liberté, News 3 Now.
Ellie, thank you. And tomorrow, the state assembly will vote on bipartisan legislation on whether or not to allow Wisconsin's tribal casinos to own and operate online sports betting services. When asked if it will pass in his chamber, the Senate Majority Leader says he'll need to see what support is in the caucus.
After the break, we take a look at how much money this year's American Family Golf Championship raised in Madison.
Plus, after facing several lawsuits, what the popular game Roblox is doing to try and keep your children safe online.
And will we see any more of these rainy conditions throughout the rest of the week? Alex returns his complete forecast when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A popular online gaming platform rolling out some new safeguards to protect children from adult strangers.
Roblox will soon require gamers to use AI-powered age estimation technology in order to access communication and chat features. CEO David Baszucki believes the new tool, combined with other safety measures, will become the gold standard for safety and civility in the online gaming world.
It's really quite simple. Capture your picture locally on the phone, use it to figure out how old everyone is, and really use that then to assign them to the right people that might connect with. But we're really not storing these images. They're deleted soon after we process them.
So Roblox faces numerous lawsuits from parents and state attorneys general alleging that platform allows predators to exploit children. Roblox says it has more than 151 million daily users, with about a third of them under the age of 13.
So how long will the gloomy weather last out there? Alex joins us once again with his complete forecast.
2 days. We got Wednesday and Thursday. Clouds are going to stick around dry and mild into this weekend and then turning much colder late next week. It's all part of the three things that you have to get out of the forecast. But let's start off radar 3000. We had rain and snow across the area. Today, some places picking up 0.7 of an inch of water. Some places picking up some of that slushy snow accumulation. Here's some of the winners of that slushy snow accumulation. This is Rusty and Chico from Juneau County enjoying the snow that they saw overnight going into this morning. Scan that QR code to the left and you can always send us your weather photos so that you can join Rusty and Chico on TV. Hopefully you folks are still enjoying the snow, Rusty and Chico, because there's no more snow in the forecast in the short term. We just have a lot of clouds. Where we see all this white, that's clouds. Going into Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the morning, going into Wednesday afternoon and evening, 6 o'clock, clouds reinforce as winds turn out of the south. It's going to warm those temperatures up, but keep the clouds around as the weather system tries to move into the area as we go into Thursday afternoon with a cold front coming through right around the noon hour. Maybe a sprinkle, maybe a shower, but not looking like a big wet weather system or any snow really to speak of with that weather system, but maybe a couple peaks of that sun according to Future Track as we get a little bit later into Thursday. So 2 days of clouds ahead of us. Temperatures tonight will do 28 to 24 north where they got that snow to the north of the Dells. 32 in Madison, 34 in Janesville, but hanging on into the mid 30s across parts of far southwest Wisconsin out towards Prairie du Chien and Platteville. And highs as we go into our Wednesday, 44. And that's absolutely normal for this time of year. The normal high is 44. And that's what you can expect. But with the cloudy skies, if you don't want the clouds, again, just 2 days and then the sun will make its return. Tiny chance of that sprinkle on Thursday. As we head out into next week, our chances for precipitation will start to increase a little bit. We have a weather system on the horizon here. So we really need the water because we're down an inch for the month, and we're already approaching now, getting closer to later November. We're down 4 inches for the year, so we absolutely could use more water. We could use more active weather pattern. Taking a look at our pattern here, it doesn't turn active until we get to Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. All in all, dry and temperatures staying fairly close to normal for this time of year. And again, if you have any travel plans this upcoming weekend, of course, we've got the Badger game and the Packers game, but I know that there's some folks that travel north. We got hunting going on this weekend. Saturday is looking clear to partly cloudy, maybe a passing shower for areas up towards Rhinelander and Green Bay. Otherwise, for Wisconsin, much of the upper Midwest, an uneventful weekend with temperatures in the upper 40s. To right around 50 degrees. And first, to let you know, though, as we go out into early December, there are strong indications that we're going to turn cooler than normal, and with that, wetter than normal. That's something that we haven't had for a while. Hopefully that rains, and literally, all pun intended, rains true, so that we can actually get some water because of the drought conditions.
And a cold Thanksgiving, we're used to it.
Yeah, par for course for Thanksgiving, being the chilly side.
But that looks like winter's on the way, and as part of Wisconsin Winter Weather Awareness Week, the First Warren Weather Team announcing daily winners of a First Warren Weather Team snow shovel, and the second winner, Scott Maurer of Madison. Congrats to Scott. Tune in tonight at 10 as well. You hear the latest on snow squalls, what they are, and how they can have a huge impact on our lives. That's tonight at 10.
Well, American Family Insurance is celebrating another successful AmFam Golf Championship. This year, the event raised more than $2 million for organizations around Wisconsin that support healthy families. Some recipients include the American Red Cross of Southwest Wisconsin, the Badger Childhood Cancer Network, Boys and Girls Clubs of Rock and Dane counties, and Domestic Abuse Intervention Services. Since it started in 2016, the AmFam Championship has raised more than $21 million. Great job.
Big kudos to the Stricker family for all they do for that, because without them, that would not be possible. Great to see that money going to the community. Hey, we're talking high school football tonight, right? We're getting to state title time at Camp Randall.
It's so exciting. We're just about there. Of course, the final drive all year long to get to this point. We've got 2 teams left, both in state title games. We'll start with Darlington and their dynamic quarterback previewing their state title bid next on News 3 Now. When the Big Woo is healthy and true, he is tough to top. Since 2020, the best ERA in MLB belongs to Brandon Woodruff. The Brewers' starting pitcher has certainly dealt with his fair share of injuries, but the crew still think he can be elite. And that's why they signed him to a 1-year deal today worth more than $22 million. That's a franchise record for a Milwaukee pitcher. Calling Darlington football dominant wouldn't really do it justice. Their average margin of victory in their undefeated season this year was nearly 3 touchdowns, a margin that's only grown in the postseason. But Thursday's state title game against Edgar, it's not expected to be such a blowout. Travis Winkers, the Redbirds head coach, says he's not worried about how his guys will respond to their first real adversity as long as Zeke Zuberbuehler is his quarterback.
He is just a flat-out dude. He really is. He's the best quarterback I've had as a junior. He's probably the smartest sports kid I've had, which helps him on the defensive side of the ball as well. And he's a 4.0 kid. I can't say enough about him and Dante. They're probably 2, I don't get in trouble too much, but they are my 2 favorite kids I've ever coached, and they're only juniors. They're just tremendous leaders as well.
Well, let's go dancing D3 style. UW Whitewater's road to their 3rd national title in 10 years starts in just a few weeks. On the 29th, they host DePaul in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament. And that same day, UW Platteville, who, by the way, beat the Warhawks this year, they'll host Alma. And if you're wondering for them to play in the D3 national tournament, it couldn't happen all the way until the national title game. Well, speaking of the NCAA tournament, it is just that time of year in the world of sports. Wisconsin volleyball only has 4 games left before they head off to the big dance, making tomorrow night at the Fieldhouse a huge one when the 10th-ranked Badgers host the 11th-ranked Boilermakers.
2 teams, I think, that are tied for 2nd place in the conference, both of them trying to finish at that spot and, an opportunity to kind of fill your resume out a little bit. And going into the NCAA tournament, there's not a lot of opportunities in front of us, but I think we're starting to put together our best ball of the season.
That's a look at sports. Andrew, thank you. And coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10, QTS moving forward with its plans for that data center in DeForest. How will the construction affect the community's farmland, energy use, and water supply? Our Maddie Himes brings us the story and the plans tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
And now we have a final check in the forecast. A little bit of everything, it looks like.
A little bit of everything. A little bit of fall in this 10-day. The gloomy conditions Wednesday and Thursday. Then we warm up to near 50 for the upcoming weekend, staying mild, but then the rug gets pulled out from under us. Late next week, we're going to see a very likelihood of our temperatures going below normal, both by day and by night. Coming up at 10, though, again, this is Wisconsin winter weather awareness week, and we're going to talk about snow squalls at 10 o'clock.
We used to always have snow on the field at state football.
Yeah.
You have to plow the field. Hopefully we can avoid that, at least.
No kidding.
At least for now.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching us, folks. Entertainment Tonight is next.
Be sure to join us again at 10 o'clock, and you can always stream 24/7 on Channel 3000+.